prepared for that. Obviously, you're on that notification list. You'll be some of the first to know. Hey, it's live.
Hey guys, it's
And
Cloudaven. All right, we're gonna
like I
be
said, I
listening
may
to
have
Friday Night
overshot
Tights
this. I remember
live.
Gary telling me, I saw
I'm
the
happy
top
about the
ten
Rippaverse.
Gary
I'm excited.
said,
I won't be able to pre-order it or get a book because
whatever you
I'm
think you're
broke.
gonna do, you're
But
gonna, like,
hey guys, I like it. I love FNT.
and I
So
was like, well, you know, like
hopefully it
10,000
doesn't.
initial book.
You know, if it turns you guys away, I apologize. But other than that, let's get it going.
Into customers, it's a different animal. Yeah, it looks like. Yeah, it's probably not going to be a problem there, especially within that window. So we do have the first print. There's 2 covers that'll be available. You'll be able to get. You'll see. There'll be 5,000 of each of those before we move into the second print. So if you want that first print, yeah, of course you're going to want to get there early, because once those are gone, they're gone. My whole business model with this will be like instead of just having variants just for the sake of having variants, my variant covers represent like an additional print because we needed the product. So if you want to get in, you got 5,000 of each. Get in. There's also a limited edition like item. I'm not going to tell you what it is. You'll see it, that we're only printing like 2,000 of those. So once those are gone, they're officially gone. We're not reprinting those at all. So yeah, just get in Monday morning. I'll be live, of course, talking about it. And yeah, I just really can't wait. And like I said, we are doing international shipping. I know I got a lot of questions about that. We are doing international shipping. I'll ship to fucking Afghanistan to the Taliban as long as you pay for the shipping. I'll make sure the Taliban gets it to you no matter where it is that you're at out there. You just got to pay for the shipping. So we are doing international shipping, and the official ship date, or month rather, will be next month. It's not a crowd fund. So we already have the products. Well, we have the books. That's the last thing that we're getting going into next couple of weeks. We'll have those by August, and August we start shipping. We'll start shipping everything out by then, maybe even a little earlier. Hopefully I can maybe have some ready before we get to Anime Matsuri, and then I have some on hand there. That's at least a plan if we can make it work. But for sure, our team will be shipping out those going into August, and this is all independent. So it's my fulfillment house, it's my own warehouse that we'll be shipping out of. So I'll be out there packing your orders myself along with my team. So I'm very excited, very stoked. And like I said, first thing is Operation Recoup fees. I spent over $200,000 on this goddamn project.
No way.
So yeah, buy what you will. There's no shortage of items.
Link in the description below.
Please
sign up.
I spent a whole fucking shit
without having to sell a single booty pic.
Yeah,
I'm assuming.
He didn't deny that yet. He hasn't said he didn't do that. He just
Get
spent a lot of money.
Let's not assume here.
Yeah.
Well,
Rippaverse brand farts in a jar.
No, it was his butt cheek. It was just really zoomed in close. It was a black square, but it was just the lens was a little close to the ass cheek. It's dark. Black lives matter, you know.
Black thighs
always,
matter.
There's always people, seeing how many people watch our streams or watch our videos, and like, oh, these guys have no impact or whatever. And I don't know what type of impact we have on what's going on current movies and all that bullshit. And there's no way to ever tell. That's something that people on Twitter try to determine, which is stupid. But this right here is tangible. Going out there supporting what Rip is doing. Like, if he pushes these 10,000, which I firmly believe he will, and I told him this on the phone earlier, doing that's a tangible thing where people are going to go, holy shit. This little corner of the internet, these motherfuckers are serious, and what he's doing is serious, because it begins and ends with Rippa. And I have 100% faith in him as a human being, knowing him, and as a creative force. And I can't wait to see this happen. But I think this is going to put everybody on notice. So.
Eric, do you have any deals, like if there's a comic book store that wants to buy, like what's the minimum now?
Yeah, we already had a couple reach out to me. If they contact us, there'll also be a contact sheet when the site launches, but you can hit us up at contact@riververse.com, and we'll get to that. And yeah, those comic book stores that want to bulk purchase, we'll be able to get you those for a decent amount, so you can obviously make your profit or whatever it is that you need. We've already had a couple of guys, including, and I mentioned this on my show, I think the last For Canon's Sake show, and that was like a huge retailer. I'll tell you guys off air for sure. Online retailer, like these guys, they were like reached out to me themselves. They like, we want a couple of hundred of them, please, like give them to us. And it just put it in perspective. Like, okay, there's a lot of folks that got eyes on this shit. So it is tangible. To Jeremy's point, this is, and that's what I believe, because I do believe in our little pocket, in our corner of the internet, that we have creative people. We are able to replace, in the eyes of so many people, what the old guard has done with their entertainment. And that's all I wanted to do. I just wanted to give people some comic books in the American traditional sense that people can believe in again, and know that the creator of them, they don't hate them, you know what I mean? And they know where it's going. It is a campaign format. I don't know if I mentioned that, though it's not a crowdfund. I like the transparency that the crowdfunding element introduced to comics. So we are taking that, though we're not crowdfunding. So what I mean by that is that you'll be able to see the revenue. Like, there's a public revenue number that's right there. So you'll see how many people purchased each individual perk or bundle, as we call them. And you'll see that, and it'll go as high as you guys wanted to go. If it goes over $1 million, awesome. You know what I mean? We're talking some real stuff, you know, if we get to that point. But, you know, I'm all about the transparency. I do believe that there's still a thirsty, thriving market here. Unfortunately, right now, in the comic sense, everybody's importing Japanese stuff, and that's all fine and dandy, and that's awesome. But I still think there's a hole in the market that hasn't been filled, that the big two just, you know, they kind of cratered themselves, and I think that's on us to kind of fill that void. So, yep, you can get some good comics from creatives that don't fucking hate you. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, that's what's most important right there, is that not just selling a bunch, which is also great, not just making a bunch of money, which is also great. It's making a foot land in an industry that does not seem to give a fuck about anybody. Yeah. It's all their agenda, and if you are against it, you're evil and they hate you. And the way that you did it in this trailer is like, you're like, boom, this is our Constitution. Yeah. This is what I mean. This is what I stand for. And you're putting your money where your mouth is, like literally putting your money. You invested a shit ton of money into your ideas and how you think people should be treated in the industry. And that's what I think is so important about this. Not just making money, not just selling books, but having that kind of mentality of like, we're going to make good shit and we're going to treat you like you should be treated, like your customers. Like we don't just deserve your money. We have to earn your money. So that's what I love about it.
As long as there's no 19th Amendment in the Rippaverse Constitution, I'll be happy.
He'll let you have black rights, but no women's rights.
Well, he's got to get past the Sharia comics code, so you got to have a guy.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's very true. That's very true.
The Taliban is like tuned in right now. They're like, oh, no women's rights. Huh? Afghanistan, you said.
They're lounging in U.S. military Black Hawk helicopters, just waiting for the launch of the Rippaverse.
They got their little iPhones watching the show. You see this? You see this?
Like that the reason why we came out with that, like that Rippaverse ethic thing, is because obviously I want people, it was a way for me to, you know, have something that's out there that the audience can also hold me to, you know what I mean? Like that, and I have no problem with that, because I'm an honest person. I'm authentic here, and it's like, look, this is our ethics. We're putting it out there publicly. It's in every single book that we're going to be releasing, of what, like, you can expect, like what do we value, and what do, and you know, that I guess that level of transparency I think is huge now. You don't get that with Megacorps. I mean, that's what the whole kind of streaming element kind of brought to it anyway, is that, you know, we entered the market and it's a bunch of us, just regular people. A lot of us shoot out of our houses, and we're just chatting with people. It's real, you know, it's authentic, and that I think that's important, and that's very important. Basically, yes.
That's cute.
But no, that it's very important to what we're trying to accomplish here. You know what I mean? And we're trying to be great, but I want people to hold me to a set of standards. I respect you guys. It's all about reciprocity, certainly in that regards. And I just want to give you good work that you can purchase and you can do your thing. That's
yep. I'm sharing my screen here. It's almost up to 100,000 views already. I think so. And Rippaverse is already,
that's about as many tabs Ryan just had on that.
Yeah.
And Rippaverse is already up to 2,700 followers.
Man.
I think he's going to be at the end of F&T, probably can get up to 4,000 or 5,000 followers. But let's just keep sharing that video out there. You guys just look about it percentages wise. If this thing gets 500,000 views, you think he could get, you think he can get 10,000 orders out of that? I do. I think it's going to be far more than that. So,
it'll be a good problem to have. And what that means, and because, like I said, people, like, there's no investors here. Like I said that in the trailer. There's like everything that you or guys are about to see is money that I took out of my pocket that I had saved over the years, and I made this happen. The great thing about that is that obviously I don't owe anybody anything. There's no investors sitting there telling me that we want you to do this, this, and that. But the awesome thing about it is that as good as this does is, what other products that we decide to invest in, not just with books, because I would love for this to expand to other things. As a comic book company, first and foremost, but there's a lot of stuff, cool merchandise stuff that I would love to do. And that's what happens. Like, this project funds the next project, which funds the next project. That's kind of how we operate with not having, any investors. And that's, to me, the way to go anyway. It's decentralized. It's what I preach about all the time, every day, and what I have been preaching for years. And because we have a direct line of sight with the audience, thanks to things like this, the shows that we're able to do, YouTube and everything, we don't have to go through those megacorps anymore to get out good shit to customers that just simply want to pay for it. And that's what makes me so excited. So, like, this only goes as far as myself and the audience determines that it goes. No bullshit, no fluff, no someone had to slide, like Megacorp had to put us in his Uber Prime spot or anything. No, it's just all organic. And that's what the payout of that means, that we get to maintain control, and it gets to maintain its integrity from the jump.
Hell yeah.
It's the way you're supposed to do it. And I love that you took your time and just brought it out when it was ready. And you'll have product, which I hate to even call it that. You'll have comics for your customer. I refused. There was a long time before I even called comics product at my store. It was like towards the end when they started getting kind of shitty and turning into product. And we will be talking about another product from Disney Marvel a little later. You like to see when they did that?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Rip, I just shared your video. So if it's true and my platforms are as big as I think they are, you'll get 60 more views on your video.
I hope but they're all going to be alt-right views.
Yeah.
Are there swastikas in the Rippaverse?
Oh,
the only reason Ryan's excited about
I was
it.
gonna say,
my representation.
Yeah, I heard you're selling the neo-Nazis and the Taliban, so
The Weimar Republic.
I'm interested. Yeah.
Will there be tiki torches on the merch site?
That's a good
Ryan, you know what's
idea.
gonna happen? They're gonna like he messed up again. They're gonna clip you saying that, thinking
Oh
like,
my God.
we got him, boys, we got him.
Yeah, these fucking retards, like they clipped something that I put like in my own video because I thought it was funny about that salon article. And I'm like, why would anyone just let a woman write an article without editing it first? Like that's so stupid.
And they clipped it.
And
they go,
clipped it.
We got him. We got him.
It's like I just like liked it and retweeted it and said
He claims it's all a joke, but this is what he really
So
means.
this isn't a Freudian slip. I very much intended to say this.
It's free PR. They always they always write these articles, like all these groups, they write these anti-hate articles, and I'm like, bro, you're literally putting my producer out of a job. You're like clipping the best parts of the show, spreading them on the internet, and you're beating him to it. Like, your 21-year-old comms graduate on Twitter is like faster than my producer, and I'm like, bro, you got to become like a left-wing extremist because they're really good at editing.
Yeah.
Like,
Channel, especially for the Flip channel.
I would fucking hire these people if if I knew they wouldn't just spend everything on lube and Kleenex. Like I would just fucking hire them, but waste some money.
They don't waste
Hey,
on the
it's
lube.
called safe sex.
Except for that 6 months they would sit out because of a Roe v. Wade decision or something like that.
Yeah.
That's
And the
true.
monkeypox infection that you don't have in your house.
That's part of it.
And the 4 vaccinations.
By the way, no one here is wearing a mask, and I'm pretty concerned for health and safety. So if we could all recognize those efforts,
Probably
which make me
do.
feel a lot safer right now.
I was gonna say, if you have one of those
I gotta get a
producers,
small steak.
you have to keep one of those. What are those called? Like AEDs or whatever. You have to keep like a heart resuscitator thing. If you if you have a left-wing producer, just ready for like, is anyone no one dropped dead today? No one dropped dead. We're all good. No heart attacks. It's been 0 days since we had.
You having heart
attack.
palpitations? Anybody?
Oh, we just had sudden producer death syndrome. Nothing to see here.
Yeah,
It's totally normal.
Like, I've been very consistent about my view on masks. Same way I'm with condoms. No.
Hey, you know, our channel isn't dying, but we've got
Got
the
one
3
to pull
producers
out?
this month. You know, so-
Yeah. Hey, we have a special guest here from Slightly Offensive. His name is Elijah Schaefer. Welcome. Hey, that's record time. I think
That was
That
pretty
is-
good.
That's pretty good. That was
I
pretty
think we're
good.
under
That was
an
pretty
hour
good.
finally getting to our guest.
Good.
I know, and
Yeah.
I'm
He's got
not
a
even-
fancy studio. He's got a fancy studio. So.
I'm not even. No, this is. You know what? It's ironic because I
Not
have,
green
I-
screen.
Well, no, it's actually. It is. It actually is. This is. I'm in the Rippaverse, so I'm out. I'm out here. This is the only place my extremism is allowed. So I'm. I haven't seen a woman yet, so I'm chilling. But the Taliban's here, though. It's pretty cool. It's an explosive time. We're having a good time here.
It
I'm
is.
grateful to be on with Nerdrotic, Rippa, Mayor, and those other guys. So it's.
That's all right. That's how I refer to him all the time, too.
That's-
No. I'm happy to be on here because I used to be on a show on Friday nights live, and now that wasn't tight, and now this is tight. So we're chilling, and I'm like happy to be here. And I can't catch whatever Garrett has because he's in a different room. So it's even
Not yet.
I'm glad I have to sign the contracts when you come in person. So, and you know, no one likes people coming in person more than Garrett. So I'm glad to be here.
That's right. Oh, that's why you
I
won't
got
catch
a lot of
anything,
kids.
you know.
Yeah. That's why somebody said.
He's just a walking semen machine.
I know. He's like, I got 61 kids. I was like, how old are you? He's like, I'm 19. I was like, damn, you're not even Mexican,
I'm
are you?
trying.
I was gonna say, are you sure you're not Mexican?
I'm
Garrett?
not a Mormon. I'm not Mexican. You know, it's just in my genes. I don't know.
No, it's not in
You're
your genes. It's
acting
actually out of your
Mexican.
genes. That's the problem. Your genes are out of your
I can't
genes,
keep it in
my
the
friend.
genes.
Yeah.
Ah!
Breaking fucking
Yeah,
news.
yeah, I just pulled it
Breaking
up.
news.
Breaking
shit.
fucking news.
Elon
Holy
Musk
Oh, damn.
Why, Daddy? Why? Don't
Why
leave
you do
us.
this to us?
He went out for milk and he's not coming back.
Yeah.
Damn.
Why?
Oh, well.
Lame.
Twitter stock is about to fucking fall apart now.
Damn.
they're
Twitter's
coming.
about to
Plan-
fucking die, which it deserves.
Damn.
I'm gonna watch the stocks
Was
now.
this his plan all along?
You know how happy
I think
Trump
it was.
is right now?
Yeah. I told you he was gonna back out. The deal was no good. The bots, they wouldn't address the bots.
Time to fire up my getter.
Well, I'm saying that people don't like the bots, but at least they're hot. You know what I mean? Like when they get into your DMs, it's like Angela Mavis, a 10 out of 10 model, saying, "Hey, what country are you from?" I mean, she must be legit, right?
It look. At the end of the day, it gets the FAP done, and that's really all that matters. Like as long
You
as
want
you're
to see
convinced
boob?
she's real. Yeah. As
Look at
X-ray girl shows up for that one. You want to see boob?
Oh my God, is that real?
Crash. Yeah, that's
I
from.
mean, it's only 5%. It looks really bad because it like just
Yeah.
happened. Yeah.
Did
I
they
own
announce
Twitter
at the end
stock.
of the stock day or before?
5%. Wait. 5% of today from yesterday or
From when
five?
it closed like an hour ago.
Okay.
yeah.
So it's down like $1,
It's down a
$2,
little
something like that.
Yeah. I thought you meant 5%.
Yeah, but it depends how rich you are.
Like, whoa.
See over this.
Yes, that's true.
You
Yes.
had a lot of stock. That $1 or $2 on a $1 million holding could not be good.
Not be good. No, it's gonna go down further than that too. It's done. I think it. Yeah, that's a
I'm
bummer.
gonna sell my stock tomorrow, or I can't tomorrow. I'm gonna sell it Monday.
The thing is, Elon agreed at one point to buy it for what, like $47 a share or something, and like right now it's sitting at 36.
Yeah.
Man, he was overpaying.
Yeah,
by a shitload.
I talked to this about like when it first happened. Me and Jeremy talked a little bit, and I said I didn't think he was sincere. And I guess I don't know whether he really was or not, whether it was all just a fucking joke, or whether if he saw the right things when he got in there, if he would have gone through with it. It's tough to tell with a guy like Elon, but overall, I mean, I think it's a overall bad thing. I don't think that Elon Musk is going to start up a new social media that values free speech. I don't think any of that shit's gonna happen. So I think it's an overall negative that this news just came out.
Yeah.
Yep. Unless it just completely destroys Twitter forever, then it's good.
About to email Truth.
Could be a domino.
Can you verify me? I'm Jake Paul at
Hey, about that
truthsocial.com.
email you sent me 6 months ago.
Yeah, can I get that? Can I get that profile?
Truth Social, give me a fucking Android app at this point. That's all I want. Like, good
Yeah, I don't
Lord.
have Truth Social because I don't have a fucking Android app.
It's
Yeah.
so
Okay, wait. Clear the air here. I'm definitely an iPhone guy. Why is it that people that are into like comics and stuff tend to have PCs and Androids, and then people that are like borderline queers from LA, like myself, just end up using
Borderline
Apple
queers.
products?
You answered the question when you said queer. Brought that in the equation.
You have
So-
pineapples. You literally are like you're one shirt flip over from being like I'm a swinger. Like I mean, your shirt's inside out, and
look-
like there's like 50-year-old drunk people at the hot tub.
They're like
"Hey,
got
wanna
their
get
keys
in?"
thrown in a bucket.
I
Yeah.
am very confident in my sexuality, my straight sexuality, super straight. I just like pineapple on
Swingers
pizza
aren't all
because I
gay.
have fucking
Yeah,
faith.
swingers could be.
Oh, I don't judge. You gotta get your kink on, but no, that's not my style. I'll
As far as,
swing
like, so-
pineapple on pizza,
I mean,
though, no
it all
problem.
started with, remember those ads back in the day where it's like, I'm a PC, and it was just like a normal dude in a business suit, and it was like, I'm a Mac, and it looked like a fucking metrosexual. Like, that was predictive of the future, you know what I mean? I mean, it's Pride Month's over, but there's still Apple users out there.
The Mac computer was okay until the iPhone came along, and then they just changed all their focus to the stupid fucking iPhone, and the computers and everything else started sucking. So I went back. I went to Mac for a little while because I worked down in Hollywood, so you had to. Yeah, you had to use it. for Final Cut Pro.
Working on a Mac.
I was an
is
Android
ass.
guy,
It's
and
the
then
worst.
I went and got one of the iPhones that got hyped up, and I was so excited. And I got it, and 3 days later, I was like, I fucking hate this thing.
Yep.
And went back to Android and never looked back. But
Yep.
I just like the customization. I think the UI on Apple is really good, but I don't like being put in a box that only that Apple wants me to be in.
Yeah.
Android lets me customize and kind of do whatever I want, and I can make my Android into an iPhone if I wanted to. That's like, so options is a good thing. But I know that, you know, Apple has like there's a lot of consistency with Apple that keeps people coming back to. So
It's bad when you have to
Just
use
preference.
both, though. I feel like because it's like for software, I have to use PCs, and for like production, you know, like live production, we use on all, this studio and the other studio these like monster computers. Quite frankly, I'm not going to spend 15 grand for a computer that can do half the job of a $6,000 to $8,000 PC. Like I'm just not going to do that. It's like double the price, half the power, and so it's like that's ridiculous. But
Yep.
then it's like I like the phone, but then it sucks. Then you have an Apple laptop, a PC computer, and then it's just like a big mess. It's like multiculturalism. It doesn't work.
Right?
I am a console peasant when it comes to video games, though. So I'm not PC master.
You're on a
race. I'm
PC
console.
master
I'm a
race,
console
man.
peasant. I'm a console peasant, and I'm happy. I'm happy.
Are you a PC? Who's a PC supremacist? Windows
I
supremacist.
do,
baby.
I do both.
What, as far gaming?
Just
Yeah,
in general, like I don't know, just across the
It's all
board.
about
yeah.
PC.
Oh, PC.
It took me to 200. It took me to 200,000 subs on my YouTube channel before I started uploading from a computer. I was
Jesus
doing that all from
Christ.
my Android phone. So
Yeah. Like whenever
Then you can
somebody,
tell.
I will say I had an iPhone 4 or something like that. I tried it out for like a year or two, didn't like it, went back. But now whenever anyone hands me their iPhone to look at something, or like I happen to get on an Apple computer, I have no fucking idea what to do. Like I'm totally unfamiliar with the operating
I always
system.
I think
wanted
they
to
make
like-
it intentionally difficult if
Yeah.
you're coming from a PC.
They want you to feel dumb.
Yeah.
But even
Like,
if I
oh,
sent-
we're up
but-
here, we're a Mac.
But if I sent you, Ryan, honestly, if I sent you my phone, it was an iPhone, and it had allowed you, if you just press send on it to send a shit post on 8chan, you wouldn't do it. Just interact with it.
Oh, obviously, yeah. I would.
Obviously.
Yeah.
It's the first swastika sent to the Ripperverse, so.
There you go. Bringing true diversity.
Pick a good time to bail out. Hello, X-ray.
We
careful in your home
we
country.
can't hear you, X-ray girl,
can't
and we also can barely see you because of that dog shit green screen.
Oh.
Did you like Thor?
Speak up. Speak up. You only have 7 words. Use them wisely.
Why are you looking at your headphones?
She's like, this is where the sound comes from.
Just kind of like,
Sound goes,
She's like, what about now?
I don't know what
like,
happened.
talking to the headphone?
I like cock.
Hey, extra girl. Actually, they're not here for your opinions anyway. Trust me. So they're getting all they need right now. So.
I'm so sad because it's Hey, but you've never tried wearing a scoop neck. I mean, you've never worn a scoop neck, so you don't know. You don't know how it works. It could go both ways. You have no idea. I mean, like, just try it one day.
Neck.
I mean, just, I'll gain like 10 extra pounds, and you'll have a little shadow in between too. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Wow, you
If everybody wants to know where Az is, he's not here, and I'll show you where he is. He's right here.
Yep.
He's hanging out. Yeah, he was in Thor. So you guys haven't seen the movie yet.
That's the body positive version of Thor.
It's called Thor.
Like his brother came over, like family, whatever.
What is this family
stuff that he missed the show for? It's all right. I doubt
Yeah, maybe he's drinking. Because I went on a live stream one time recently. And I was drinking, and I don't know if that was a good idea, but I'm just I'm wondering if it's.
I was texting you that whole time. I was like, Elijah, get off the stream. Get off the stream.
Oh no.
I know. I should have gotten off the stream, but instead I went and said, you know what? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna switch from beer and go straight to Knob Creek. And that was like, I would say this: if you're gonna have a productive live stream, you probably shouldn't include drinking out of a bottle of whiskey. It's probably not. Well, actually, I take that back. That might be the most productive live stream you've ever had in your entire life.
You reminded me of something.
Stream. That's what I always say. Stream.
I got
don't
girl.
you dare,
I got you covered.
Don't you dare.
I got you.
Do it.
I got you
Do
covered.
it.
So here's X-Ray Girl. You guys wanted to hear from X-Ray Girl. Here's her expertise on Harry Potter.
Called speed round, so it's gonna be the first thing you think of at the top of your head. So Hogwarts house.
Castle. You said the first thing. Hogwarts house. They live in a castle.
Your Hogwarts house.
Your Hogwarts house, not castle. There's X-Ray Girl right there.
This is why I don't speak, okay? I'm nerd adjacent.
Is it the same shirt? Is it the same top you're wearing?
I don't know. No. I don't like that.
But what if it was?
I don't know.
I washed it.
The fact that you called it a top, Ryan.
Well, like what I thought she was gonna try to fucking correct me because I said shirt first.
Yeah.
So
He's like, oh my gosh, you wore that halter top last Tuesday. I saw you on Snapchat.
Exactly.
You can't wear the same thing twice in a week. Gosh.
I just recycle like the same 10 shirts. Like I just keep doing laundry and wear the same 10 shirts over and over again.
I just recycle the same 2 hoodies over and over again.
Dude, if I didn't have a
Literally
life,
all
it'd be like 2 shirts. It would be this and
Yeah,
my
I
shirt.
just wear this in my Columbia hoodie. That's all
I'm in
I wear.
Texas. We don't even recycle here. We just throw things away. Like honestly,
Yeah.
it's like, let's not reuse things. They go fast fashion. That's inducing child labor in other countries. I'm like, all right, good. People have work. Let's keep going.
Yeah, somebody's working.
Target, whatever, Pair of Thieves. What's that called? I think it's called Pair of Thieves. It's like $15 for 2 T-shirts. You buy a size smaller to work out. You buy your normal size to wear. You have 10. You have 10 T-shirts. You're doing great. You spend $100. They last for 2 years, and some kids have work in Sri Lanka. I mean, their economy's collapsed.
You wear smaller shirts to work out in?
Yeah, like just actually like wear a large to work out in because you wear shorts, you're running, you're hanging out. You're not trying to wear like a loose, relaxed fit shirt. You're trying to like actually work out, hang out. See, bring me to the point on this show to clarify for anyone watching this: these images are not real. They have been photoshopped.
How dare
to some
you?
extent. Poorly.
What? No, that's real.
This is all 100% real.
You're actually right, Elijah. They did CGI her arms. So yes.
Hey.
Yeah.
Everything else real.
She's got a bigger hammer in real life too, I think. So
10-week boxing
Vibrate.
workout for those CGI guns.
Right.
those are
That's
pretty
it?
big. Is that that's a woman right there? So that's a pretty big arm. That's
Those aren't real. Those are
Dude,
not
Natalie,
real.
or not Natalie, Chris Hemsworth did look jacked. Just
Yeah,
jacked as
he looked
fuck.
good.
Yeah,
Like,
dude.
holy shit.
He looked
He's
real
a
good.
monster.
I prefer body positivity Thor. That was my
I
favorite.
fucking hated that. But this, you know what? He was jacked, but he was just as pathetic in this fucking movie as he was.
Sounds about right.
Tell me how you really feel. Tell me how you really feel. What's going on with your thought?
I hated the movie. I thought it was terrible. I thought, like, I heard some people saying there was some good. There's nothing good about it. It was almost too hard to critique because it was made for like 6-year-olds. Like that's the mentality behind it. So
And Biden's the president would like it.
So like,
Well,
it's
that's
Marvel.
I can critique the
That's like a
president
honeypot for the
just
kids.
because the president
So that's
was
why he shows
a
up.
grown adult,
Not really the
and then he's
movie.
degenerated into a drooling 6-year-old. You know,
Actually-
I give him shit.
We took Frank's 11-year-old son to see it, and he thought, we were like, what did you think? He's like, I feel like it was too adult. Like, I think he was referring to like the kind of gay themes. He thought that was too adult. And he also said that he didn't feel like the movie respected kids, and we were like, why? And he's like, well, because they were just scared and in a cage and like helpless. I'm like, that's life, buddy. I'm like, you mean like I'm like,
No, he
kids are-
stole that. He stole that from
that's
social
reality.
media.
Kids
No,
in
there's
cages.
it's going around right now. There's videos going around
Are
about
you
how
kidding?
movies
Wow.
don't respect children, and it's like,
Yeah, like,
oh, because they're mean to kids. This I'm not. This
It's not
is
your
like,
time to be respected. That's the rest of it. You earn that. Respected for being alive. Come on. Like, also, you're a kid. You are kind of weak and helpless. I don't know.
How do you fuck it up? I mean, okay, this is be upfront with everyone here watching this show. Like, I've spoken out against Star Wars and Marvel and DC and a lot of things recently in the last couple of years, which is funny because I used to be, and I would say I still am, a huge fan of Star Wars and even of comic book movies in the times past. And there is an occasional comic book movie that comes out that is good, and I'm not saying that they don't happen, but it's like with Obi-Wan or any of these things, you have this huge budget, and I mean this massive budget. Look what Ripa's doing with 200 grand. I mean, you're talking about millions of dollars, potentially even more if you asked for it. I mean, $1 billion for Lord of the Rings or whatever or more, and everything looks fine. The images are clear, everything looks good, but you colossally just fuck it up. Like what was that Marvel movie that you could see the zippers in their costumes even, and it was like, I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous that you watch the movie and you go, who okayed this? Did a director sit there and they made the movie with the producers and the crew, and then the production company came in, whoever it is in the studio, and then made them re-edit it? Did they just have like 6 autistic people sit in the room and then give the editing to a Down syndrome class, and then they washed it in the washing machine and put it on the air? That's what it feels like. And I feel like all the new Marvel movies are like a bunch of people with extra chromosomes sitting in a class competing to be the president. Like, that's just what it feels like. There's not a good option. There's not a good option.
No,
they're all kind of bad.
No, not kind of. They're not kind of bad.
I'm being nice. Everyone gets pissed off. Like I could speak out. I learned not to speak out against the Mormons. I did that. That was the worst thing I've done recently.
That
but,
never works.
But the word. I mean, like, it's like Jesus Christ and then Marvel movies in America. Like, I'm serious. And people, you talk about Star Wars and Marvel, and people just want to murder you.
We know.
Our reply guys, we know.
Ryan gave the Batman an
Ryan
8 out of
knows.
10 and went viral on Twitter as a racist for saying exactly what happened in the fucking movie.
Yeah, I mean, I've said way fucking worse than what I said in that review.
Yeah.
Both offline and online, and that was the best black Twitter had to try to cancel me. Didn't work. Try again, losers. But this movie, it's terrible. I think it's really bad. I think it's worse than it actually is, because I feel like at this point I just don't find Taika Waititi funny. I think it's very cringe and in fact unfunny, and I don't think he's the right.
The appeal of the guy.
I don't think he's the right guy to do something in an established universe.
He's funny in small doses, very small.
He's like, I compared him to Hassan Piker. It's like one of those guys where I know that there's people that like the guy, but I think he's retarded, and I can't really find the appeal of it, because there's various people where I can, even if it's not my thing, I can at least say I can see where people like why they would like it, or I can respect or understand that rather. Taika Waititi is one of those, I literally don't get it. I don't fucking get the appeal. I can't wrap my mind around it. So when he keeps getting rewarded with these fucking projects, I just don't understand. He's about to go over to Star Wars. I just don't get it. I don't understand, like, what the fuck is the appeal of Taika Waititi?
I mean, Hassan Piker has no fucking talent. I don't understand that guy at all. But
yeah,
like,
that's what I'm saying. That's why he
Waititi,
reminds me a lot of
he did a couple of things that I like, but they were like in a very small, they were like his own little thing. And I think there's a lot of overhype, a lot of overpraise for Ragnarok. And it probably has to do with he's not a white guy, so he's going to get a lot more work. now than a lot of other people because that's just the way things are. And now we see what happens when he's allowed to have his 3-ways in his trailer all the time and his coke, which is fine. Like, just make good shit. I don't really care. I mean, dude, if you're having a 3-way with Tessa Thompson and you can get her to have a different facial expression, then good on you, mate. You're more of a man.
I was gonna say you just fuck her from behind. That's the solution there. But
You don't look at the face.
It's the extended release. I was like, that sounds like the most exciting part of the movie. I mean, coke, threesomes. It's like, I mean, at least it's entertaining.
To me, this is like Guardians 2 to Guardians 1, where instead of like keeping with the vein and maybe just continuing to do something unique with it, they're like, hey, what were like the things that people really liked about Guardians? The like surface level bullshit that people liked about Guardians. Look at all the jokes. So they just went even harder in Guardians 2. And I was like
Guardians 2, by the way.
I know that, but I just didn't like it because I felt like it was just too over the top. That's how I feel about this. I thought Ragnarok was over the top. This one is next level. Next level. It's going to be interesting to see how it does. Because I said, I think last week, I didn't really know what kind of box office prediction to make. Because Multiverse of Madness made like $950 million. This movie, I feel like people will think it's more fun because I just think there's a lot of retards out there that'll clap. But
yeah, it's normie nip.
Gonna make
100%.
less.
It has jokes every 2 seconds. Just every time something serious comes around the screen, there's a joke. It undercuts it. There's a joke.
Did you notice there wasn't any fucking dads anywhere?
No, dude. They started with the daughter, and then
in Asgard.
They didn't talk about Odin.
Jane Foster's mom dies of cancer. She's standing there alone at the grave without a fucking anybody, without a dad.
Right.
And the one dad was Thor, and he was the asshole.
I'm glad I didn't see
There are
this
no,
shit.
but Thor kind of acted like a
MCU.
dad. When Thor gave the kids his powers, that was kind of dad-like. And then at the end, when he
except for the
had
fact that Thor should have given everybody his powers during the Battle of New York.
Yeah, so hey, just so you guys know, we're into spoilers now. We're into spoilers for Thor: Love and Thunder.
It's Friday Night Tights.
Yeah.
For the rest of time, we're gonna spoil all the things we talked about.
Good.
Just no.
We paid money for the dog shit.
You can't spoil something expired. I mean, honestly.
Good point. Good
Something
point.
shit, then, you know, if you step on it, it's not your fault.
no fucking dads anywhere. I'm just like, fuck this show.
Yeah.
Well, show.
No, the only dad is really Gore, is Christian Bale, and he's just the fucking most evil person in the thing, right? So at the end, the part that just got talked about where Thor gives his powers to all these kids, like legitimately they're about to go in this battle and he's there to rescue the kids. He gives this speech and he literally imbues them with the power of Thor. He said for a limited time only. Not sure how these rules work, but he gave like 100 kids the power of Thor, and they're fighting, they're fucking lightning bolt and everything like this. And it's like, do you realize what that means for your universe and the rules that you've just established? Now, anytime you don't do that when there's a threat, well, why the fuck didn't you do that? It also makes you question, why didn't you ever do that before?
Well, exactly. Or instead of making Asgardians just humans who hang out with gods, make them Asgardians. They don't have the power of Thor, but they can have more power than a human. And just have the kid kick ass. That would have been way better. I'm fine with the kids kicking ass. That would have been kind of cool. But like, yeah, I'm like, what?
That was one of the only 2 scenes that I thought was interesting, and it had a fun, the way it was choreographed and shot. Like, was the kids fighting? I was like, this could be cool.
And they turn out to be like these fucking maniac strong kids. That'd be funny. But
inside of a cool scene, what could be a cool scene, they ultimately fuck up canon inside of that. Like, they can't help it, but fucking royally fuck their own shit.
Fuck it up.
It's just like in any universe, whether it's like a science fiction book or like whatever, you have to have rules, you have to have guidelines, and you have to have stakes. You have to be able to understand that. And so the MCU post Endgame, the stakes are like impossible to really comprehend, because you have Wanda who like does this whole thing to this town. Then you have Multiverse of Madness, where literally the entire multiverse is at stake, and you destroy one temple and everything's fixed now. You have Loki who's fucking with the multiverse. Now you have this and the powers that Thor just showed, and to save the entire universe and all the gods. The stakes are all over the place in the MCU.
And On that point, I'd just like to make a point that the Rippaverse will not have multiverse and time travel and all that bullshit. Just want to point that out. So.
I think a lot of that's the one cool thing that like between that and a lot of what Marvel and DC, because Marvel has like right now in their books like 17 multiverse like different characters with their multiverse stories. Like you had the variant story. Jessica Jones is like Captain America now. It's retarded. That's a thing.
All the Miles Morales shit.
Not even you got Miles Morales obviously with his what ifs and all of that shit. Like people are finally coming around to what my position has been on like multiverse and how they incentivize laziness. And that's all that it is. It's a get out of jail free card and it incentivizes writers to be like, you know what? If we want to fuck some shit up, we can just rely on that to either correct it or fuck or whatever. It just does nothing matters anymore. And that's like the opposite. I know Gary can feel me on this. It's like the opposite of what comics were about. Like, you know, like the whole point is that even if you have this ever expanding universe, you have these characters that have their own things going on, but those actions matter. They're supposed to matter. The book that person read is supposed to mean something. Those actions are supposed to mean something. Whereas to now it's like nothing means goddamn nothing. Like it just whatever happens, and we'll figure it out figuring out later. It doesn't feel like hell, even towards with Endgame when I was still invested in this shit going into Black Widow, like it felt like I don't feel like none of these guys are meeting up with each other and saying what do you plan to have happen in your movie? Like I feel like that conversation's not even being had among them. It doesn't feel like
it's the problem with this movie. My wife turned over and it was a really good observation. She was like, "Is this a parody superhero movie? It feels like a scary movie parody of a superhero movie. It was like nonstop jokes, and I keep saying that, but like that is the problem with this movie. It is nonstop jokes. It undercuts everything.
Loki dying. They made a joke out of Loki dying. They made a joke out of the fucking Infinity Gauntlet. It's an ice cream store.
Like these are serious shit that's going on. Like the Infinity Gauntlet killed half of the population of the entire universe. You don't make a fucking ice cream shop out of it.
Thanks to
you don't
Loki,
like Infinity cones?
No. See, it's not taking your own universe seriously, and that's where the comic book fans will separate. They take the shit seriously.
They're embarrassed it's a comic book.
Seriously.
They are embarrassed.
Marvel took it seriously. It was fine, but there's that suspension of disbelief that you have to times by 1,000 to watch a superhero movie, and you watch something like this that undoes your entire universe, even though the SEALs will clap for this. They're going to walk home and forget about it and just not feel that motivated to go again.
I want to
it's so quick.
I want to hear a little bit from Chrissy because I know she has a little bit different perspective than probably we do. But I think that
the bad perspective.
Well, what I'm saying is I think that you actually represent the majority of people out there. So that's why I think it's kind of important to hear from you.
Call her a seal. It's like, and the seals will clap and enjoy it. Chrissy Mayer, you enjoy it.
Take your shirts up.
Before Chrissy goes, I can make Ryan the real villain right here. Here we go. Sharing my screen right now.
What is this?
No. What's up with your eyes, dog?
I don't know, Ryan. What's going on with you, buddy?
What kind of a fucking Photoshop job is this?
Going on?
I don't know who this was, but you can do better, Uber Geek. Dude, who knew that Nancy Pelosi was so stacked? You know what I mean? She just threw them all out there.
Y'all guys need to get bonked.
That's so disgusting.
It's crazy that her face is more lopsided than her tits are. That's what shocked me.
Well, she can't drown. That's what's nice.
Was that like a mixture between Ryan and Elijah? I'm wondering about that now.
Yeah, I mean, I have a huge
intensely
forehead.
blue eyes.
Hey, look at me, Elijah. Are you fucking kidding me?
Just a big, tall glass of recessive genes.
It's like that's like you're balding since you were 3, but you never really get there. You just always are.
That's when people are like, look at his receding hairline. It's like, no, it's looked like this forever, motherfucker. I ain't losing my hair.
It's called, someone in my history survived a potato famine. Okay. This is where we stored our potatoes. We just rested.
That's right.
Right there at the top.
Survived.
All right, Chrissy.
Okay. Right. I did like it. I was entertained by it. That's the thing is I like crying at movies, and I cried right away. Like as soon as Christian Bale's daughter died, I was like, shit. It just was like, this is the fastest I've ever cried at a movie. What I would have liked to see more of is the development of Christian Bale's character. Like, let us see him wrestle with, the good and bad. Let us see how this sword thing affects him slowly over time. We just see him from being like a crispy dad in the desert, thirsty. She dies, and then now he's like evil, and you understand why he kind of renounces God. It's weird. There's like weirdly no consequence for him killing that first god. And then there's like no consequence for Thor killing Zeus, it seems, or maybe that's what's coming. But yeah,
how do you feel about that? By the way, Garrick, I didn't even know he was going to be in the movie. They how much they fucked that up?
Zeus? Well, he was in the trailer, and you knew it was fat ass Russell Crowe. And he was a joke. Like he was literally portrayed as a joke.
I liked Zeus because he seemed like a diner owner, like a typical Greek. Like, oh, we have special on souvlaki. Come in. Your booth
Gotta
is
ask
free.
some Greeks how they felt about that.
It's about
portrayal of that.
It's a very simplistic subversion of expectations, right? It's like, oh look, Greek god Zeus, the god of gods, the man of mans, Zeus. And he comes out and he's some fucking fat loser. You know what I mean? And I think that was so very predictive.
That's really typical. Yeah, that's not even subverting expectations now. That is expectations for Marvel movie.
CNN model, right? Promise someone something great, put a fat loser out on the camera.
That's right.
I was not impressed with
Stelter
it.
model.
And then at the end, in the deleted scene, he was like, people need to take us seriously. They will fear us one day. It's like, yeah, you're acting like a lazy diner owner.
Yeah, I ordered number 6, sir. Could you just take my card? I don't know.
They just made the pantheon of gods that Gore didn't kill a joke. By the way, Gore the God butchered one god on screen.
It was just one.
Bale's my favorite actor? So how was his performance in the role?
He's
He's good.
I feel like he really disappeared into the role. I feel like it was good. Fuck.
No.
I think he was good, but he didn't have a lot to do.
It's called being horny, Chrissy. That's
I'm asking separate from the character. I'm saying his performance.
His performance was good.
Level.
I don't know.
He wasn't given enough to do.
I can't even say that. I can't even say it was good because his writing was so all over the place. It's kind of tough to judge him on it. Like I don't know what they wanted to do with this character.
How many times did he say where's the trigger? Did he say where's the trigger?
Three. He went from the beginning where it actually starts off different than any Marvel movie you've ever seen. It starts off with Christian Bale in a desert with his daughter, and his daughter dies.
Vibes, by the way.
And his daughter dies, and he finally finds the god they worship, and the god is like everything's over the top with this movie to the point where it's not fucking funny. He was over the top, just complete asshole.
Yeah.
And
super gilded, super fancy.
Yeah. And you totally get why Gore did what he did in that moment. Even though he was possessed a little bit by the nether sword or whatever. Like you get it. Fuck this guy. But then he transforms into fucking Batman and Robin cartoonish
villain guy.
When he's talking to the kids, he is like a legit Batman and Robin level of cringe villain to me, which didn't make sense for when they then showed him later when he did his best part was his monologue where he's got them all in this moon planet. That to me was his best part in it, but it just was very incoherent throughout.
I think his best acting was right in the beginning with the emotion that he was giving whenever his daughter was dying, even though his daughter was giving zero emotion, stone facing him as she was dying. She was giving a lot of good.
She lost the will to live like Padme.
Oh no.
Yeah, she was just
she faded away. But that was the best he did. But I think
who wasn't in Star Wars, according to
wasn't in Star Wars. Technically, I think he did a good job in the 3 different characters he played throughout the movie because the film was so damn choppy.
Yeah, when he was talking to the kids,
doesn't know what it was.
Character when he was attacking Thor, it was a different character. At the beginning and the end, it was kind of the same character.
Yeah.
It was Yeah, it was all over the
How
place.
much do they get paid though? Because I feel like, like somebody just asked me the other day, they were putting together a movie on something, and they were like, "Cool, yeah, can you be in it?" And I go, "Yeah." And they go, "Your interview will be through Zoom." And I go, "All right, dude. For movies, I don't do Zoom interviews. Like, I'm just not. Then I don't want to be a part of your project. No offense, but it's like you got to put together something good. And like at least I know if you're coming in person, then we're gonna do something good. It's not to be an asshole to someone who's just starting out or something, but you're not gonna try to make a movie for your first project. And so it's like I get if you're an actor and you're part of a shitty movie, but it's like, I mean, does Christian Bale need money? I don't think so. I mean, like, I don't know what his spending habits are. It's like Johnny Depp, but I never get it with these people that they take these roles. Where it's like,
Kids.
well, you turn John Wick, and people turn like John Wick a movie that's not about much, right? Like that movie is not much. Even if you look at any other movie that's out there, I mean, even Minions came out, and that's like kind of a dumb movie, but it's doing well, and people really like it, and whatever. And so you have like even John Wick could have been a failure, Minions could have been a failure, but they're like basic ideas, almost been rehashed, the same shit. They're still good per se. They're put together well. And so then you take a movie like Thor, any of these other Marvel movies, that it's like you've seen enough of them to know that they're pretty fucking retarded. Like they're not really good, okay? And so it's like, and I just feel like when you're at that level, you could be a little picky probably on what you take. Maybe look at who the director is, look at who the producers are, and you would at least be like, hey, I got $200 million in the bank. I'm not going to humiliate myself by being in a movie like Thor. That's my question. I mean, I don't know I wonder what that is.
I mean, I will say, who knows? Like, first of all, who knows what the pitch was when he agreed to it, how much it changed since he signed on the dotted line, how much got left on the cutting room floor. There's supposedly like a 4.5-hour cut of this movie somewhere.
I can believe that.
That they cut down to 2 hours.
It went from a mega dump to just a little shit.
Yeah. They squeezed this
shit.
one out. But yeah, I would say, like, at the same time, even if I have $200 million in the bank and Marvel's like, hey, we'll give you $25 million to jerk off in this movie, I'll be like, all right.
Do it.
You might get involved in a threesome. There might be some coke involved. It's like,
Yeah. Well, I think I don't think you can ever, like, once you're at that level, when you've worked all those years and you've slowly, gradually improved. I mean, it's like anything else. Like 3 years ago, if you would have told me, like, I have a video that would get 30,000 views, I would be like, my fucking life will be incredible if I can just get 10,000 views, much less 30,000. Now, if I get 30,000, I'm like, my fucking channel's dead. So like, it's all about perspective. You know what I mean? It's like, so